Hi everyone, welcome back to She-Barb's podcast. Today's guest is Derek. Derek Borne. Hi,
Hey guys.
Hi Derek, welcome to my podcast.
Hi Brooke, nice to be here. I almost said nice to have you, but this is your podcast.
Derek is the author of Dino Bro and the Ultimate Agent series, and many others. Many others. That's awesome. So, what inspired you to write Dino Bro?
Ooh, so I wrote some short stories within the Ultimate Agent series, and one of those short stories has to do with the Loch Ness Monster. And the way I did that short story actually allowed me to get into more dinosaur type stuff. Maybe that's a bit of a spoiler, but yeah, this was a lot of fun. Ever since I read Jurassic Park as a kid, I'd always wanted to write something with dinosaurs. So to incorporate time travel and a young adult sweet teen romance into a book like this was really exciting. As daunting as it is to try to even match something like Jurassic Park, I knew that I had to write this book.
Nice. So is it kid friendly?
Kid friendly. Yeah, I write clean, so there's no sex, no swearing. No, I don't do any drug type stuff in my books either. So usually 10 and up. I'm sure lots of 10-year-olds have seen Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not as gory as Jurassic Park, but there's still some terror and action and adventure. So yeah.
Nice. They may turn your book into a movie.
You know what? There's been a lot of reviewers so far that keep saying, "Why is this not a movie yet?" I mean, it's only been out a month, but
Wow, you should definitely pitch it like to some people. So, are your characters Cam and Viv inspired by real people, like real life people in your life?
So it's funny because my mom has read the book now, and she said reading the scenes with Cam and Viv was like listening to me and my wife having conversations, because my wife is the voice of reason, and me, I'm kind of the more silly and silly type guy. My wife's the sarcastic one, which Viv definitely is sarcastic. So a lot of it came from her.
That's awesome. So, is this book a standalone book, or is it set up for a series of books?
Interesting question, because I originally intended for Dino Rift to be a standalone, and it very much can be read as a standalone. And then about 2 weeks before release, the characters started yelling at me again. And I was just going, well, there are ways I guess I could continue the story. And then a bunch of the readers in the reviews were saying stuff like, well, I need more.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to both the characters and the readers now that they want more. So I'm hopefully going to be able to write it as fast as possible.
That's awesome. So, where do you get your ideas for your books? I know you mentioned Jurassic Park. Is there any other like dinosaur movies, like Godzilla or anything like that?
Jurassic Park. I don't know if many people would know the series Dinotopia. There was a made-for-TV movie of Dinotopia, but there's a bunch of books in that series that actually were a big inspiration for this too. For those who don't know, Dinotopia is an excellent series, even for young readers. I think there's about maybe close to 20 or more books in that series, and it's where people end up getting they find an island that's just kind of in the middle of nowhere that's hidden, but there's dinosaurs on that island that can actually live along with humans. So there's actually like herbivores that can talk and have conversations, and they kind of have their own civilization sort of thing. And there's only a section of the island where there's like predators and stuff that the only time you go through that area is if you have to get to another spot. So it's kind of a meld of, like, Dino Rift is a meld of the two, but the dinosaurs don't talk in my book. That's the only thing.
So, can you give our listeners like a little brief summary of your book? Like, don't give any spoilers, but just tell us what it's about. Like,
I guess I could read the synopsis, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna put on my my movie voice. The Rift, a gateway to a prehistoric world. For years, Soracor has kept its existence confidential while touting themselves as a run-of-the-mill dinosaur museum. For two Utah teens, Cameron and Vivian, A carefree night to themselves quickly turns into a daunting trek through an exotic, unfamiliar time. Not only do they stumble upon Sorkor's nefarious agenda, they also encounter major discrepancies concerning the past that would rewrite history books as we know them. Cam and Viv's reliance on each other through the primeval environment also tests their friendship in unexpected ways. Will they survive and make it home together?
Wow, that sounds good.
So,
Wow.
yeah, honestly, it was a lot of fun to write. There are so many, like, I love writing dialogue, first of all, and I have to say, I think this was my best book for dialogue and banter. Um, yeah, there's been a few people that say that of all the characters for banter, they would have to say Cameron was their favorite with all his jokes and quips and stuff. So
That's cool. So you and your wife, you all should like do an audio book of your
that
book.
would be cool. That would be cool. My wife's not a fan of hearing her own voice though, so yeah,
um,
may have to source that out. We'll see.
so what is your writing kryptonite?
Hmm. Well, uh, as I'm trying to write the sequel, I'm in a bit of a writing slump. The whole writer's block thing, the nefarious writer's block. Uh, yeah, I find that like if we're going to talk scenes too, which are really hard scenes to write, I would say I don't 100%. Well, I shouldn't say that. Romance can be tricky.
Yeah.
Uh, I find especially because I think being a dude writing romance, people are used to more romantic scenes written by, you know, ladies and the like. But yeah, I always try to hope that those scenes really land. And I would have to say, hoping that the dialogue of any other gender than male, I always hope lands as well because obviously I didn't grow up as a girl or anything like that, or even a teenage girl with all her emotions and trying to figure things out in the world. Um, yeah, I always hope I do that justice. Yeah,
That would be tough because like in a lot of writing groups there's a lot of memes posted for guys writing dialogue for
exactly.
romance, and it's funny how they describe
Yeah,
women, and it's like what.
yeah. Or they describe how women are moving from scene to scene, and it's just like, really, dude, you had to use that description. Don't even refer to those things.
Right. So out of all of your books you've written, who is your favorite character and why?
Oh, you're gonna ask me that question? You're gonna make me choose? Um, hmm. Devin Bertrand from the Ultimate Agent series is a lot like me, I would have to say. He's kind of a character as the series goes on in the Ultimate Agent that he sees things he did in the past and the regrets kind of get the best of him, which everyone's done something in their life that, you always have those little regrets that kind of nag in the back of your mind. But yeah, I found for him, his journey through the series was something I really especially connected with. Um, so yeah, I always hope that even with his character, that genuine. When I first wrote that series, The Ultimate Agent, I was 14, and
Wow.
so it wasn't until yeah, I wrote all three books from about 14 to 17, 18. Um, yeah, the naivety is still kind of in there. Like I did update the book to be a little more mature, but I liked keeping those little 14-year-old type nuances to the writing and the characters just to really make it, I don't know, good for all ages, but I think at the core of every person there is still that childlike naivety to some degree. And as much as people might think, well, this character is supposed to be what 20 something years old, like get over it, or like are you that dumb? But we all make stupid decisions.
Yeah,
So
that's true. So what do you like to do when you're not writing?
when I'm not writing, I am eating. Uh, I do cooking videos for the store that I work for, which is a family-owned store. It's called the Olive Oil Co. So I post videos to YouTube of me using the flavored olive oils, the flavored balsamics. That's a lot of fun. I put a lot of my humor, or hopefully it's funny, into those videos too. Um,
Wow.
yeah, I play guitar. My wife and I are usually binging a show that's either new or one of our favorites. Like we just finished a rewatch of Castle. I think we're going to do a rewatch of Psych because that was an awesome show too.
I remember that show.
Yeah,
But
it was a good show.
that was. But so your website, we can find your YouTube channel on your website that I got linked.
The YouTube channel, actually, you know what? Now that you mention it, I haven't linked it to there, but I should.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
Only because I haven't linked it because I don't do anything about my books in those videos. Like I try to keep the work and then the book stuff sort of separate. Um, but now I'm actually able to sell my books in the store, so there's a possibility I could maybe in one of the upcoming videos go, by the way, here's a little end credit scene. I have a new book out.
So for our listeners, are you working on anything new right now, or are you just focusing on Dino Rift right now? Trying to get
Uh, the Dino Rift sequel, I'm trying to work on. There was another story idea that's kind of actually a spin-off of Dino Rift, considering Dino Rift is a spin-off of the Ultimate Agent series. Um, but yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with the Time Rift idea for a lot of different things. Another new project of mine, title to be determined, incorporates a 7th century English woman, a saber-toothed tiger, and an android takeover dystopian future,
wow. That's
all in one. So, yeah, I, with dinosaurs, I thought, you know what would be cool is if there has to be a saber-toothed tiger story in here somewhere. And then I thought, what would be cool is if, say a time rift just kind of comes out of nowhere, pulls someone out of history into a dystopian future, along with this creature that she maybe has to befriend in order to survive,
wow.
and take out some robots in the process.
Nice. But
So,
sorry, mother. But you should like make a YouTube channel about your books and like talk about them like to
okay,
get more traction. Like I think that's a good idea. I like dinosaurs too, but the
yeah.
dinosaurs I like is you remember the dinosaur movie? I mean TV show with the dinosaurs. I don't know if I'm saying it right. You remember?
Oh, you're talking the show where it's kind of like anthropomorphic dinosaurs,
Yeah, and they talk and it's
and they have the little
comedy.
baby.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It's
dinosaurs.
about
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
mama.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, that one. Yeah, you
that was a
should
good show.
definitely.
I think that show's on Disney Plus, actually.
It is.
I believe so.
Oh, man. Now you're
I
gonna make
think
me
so.
download Disney Plus.
Yeah, I think it's on there.
But
Because it
what
was
if, like,
a, I think it was a Fox show.
yeah,
Now that Disney owns Fox, they're able to put all that anything that's Fox on Disney Plus. So I believe it's on there.
wow. So, what advice would you give those who want to start writing their own books?
Be true to yourself. I would have to say, most importantly, be true to yourself. Don't try to write something that is uncomfortable. Although writing something uncomfortable can also be good because that challenges you. Um, but most importantly, yeah, use the emotions to help project the scene forward, because if you're not actually crying when one of your characters is supposed to be crying, then it's not going to come across genuine. I'm a very emotional person myself, so I'm always. There was a couple scenes in Dino Rift where, as I was writing them, I was bawling.
Oh man.
It's just, I mean, you try to make those intense scenes really come through, especially if there's loss or something like that. But not to say there's loss in Dino Rift. I'm not going to say anything because spoilers. But yeah, really use the emotions as much as possible. Um, it'll just help make the scene come alive.
Yeah, definitely. That's amazing advice. I want to thank you so much, Derek, for coming on my podcast today and chatting with me about Dino Riff.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
You have a great day.
You too.
Bye. Hey everyone, I want to thank you all so much for listening to my interview with Derek Borne. If you would like to purchase his books, you can go on his website. I've linked it below. It is, I'm trying to wait for it to come back. It is derekborn.weebly.com. I think I'm pronouncing it right. I hope y'all have a great day and make great choices. And once again, thank you so much for supporting my podcast. If you want to know anything else about Derek, I have linked the website to this interview. Thank you all so much. Have a great day.